Balance issues can be scary as you get older, so I'm going to show you a couple exercises you can do to start helping that balance. Now these exercises I'm showing you here today are a great start, but there's so many other exercises that you want to incorporate in that are actually going to help with your balance to work your body in different ways. And that's exactly why we put together the neuro-balance therapy program. It's a great way to start working on that balance, to start working those feet, to help reduce that foot pain so you can feel so much better every single day. The first exercise I want to show you is actually a single leg hinge. So doing stuff on one leg is a great way to work your balance and to really work that one side of your foot. So what we're going to do is you're going to take one foot, just plant it on the ground, okay, and we're going to take this one back behind you. Now starting off, what you can do is keep this back toe on the ground just to help with your balance. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just start to hinge forward from the hips, keeping the shoulders back, and then coming all the way back up. And what this does is you start to feel the ground under your feet, you start to notice your balance a little bit different. And not only that, a lot of shoes, if you're wearing say like a running shoe or a walking shoe, there's actually no side support in that shoe. So you're actually gonna weeble and wobble a lot more sometimes in those shoes that aren't made to do these exercises that you're doing. So you just wanna ground in, you can kind of push your big toe into the floor, make sure your heels pressed into the floor, and we're just gonna lean forward and then come all the way back up, right? So it's a really different sensation when you can actually start to feel the ground, what it feels like under your feet, and you can feel that you're actually using those muscles in your feet versus if you're wearing a shoe, you're not really using them at all, right? So right here. Now if you wanted to take this up a notch, right, and make it a little harder, you can just start to float that leg back up behind you.
Oh, you took it to 11, I saw that.
Yeah, so it really depends on where you are. Now this may be too much for some people, so start where you are. Be comfortable with you, right? So you can keep that back toe down. All right, so now of course you gotta even out and do the other side. Now, what sometimes happens, no big surprise, is that you may notice one side's a little more wobbly than the other. That's okay, that's normal, right? And that's why I love doing one-sided stuff like this because it helps balance that out. So same idea here, we're just gonna kind of plant that foot into the ground. I'm just up on the back toe, and I'm just gonna hinge forward from here. So I'm sticking those hips back, keeping those shoulders back, and coming all the way back up, right? So hinging it here, bringing it up. If I want to take that up a notch, really try to work my balance and really get my feet firing even more, you're gonna float that back leg up. And as you can see, I'm even wobbling just a little bit here because my feet are working really hard to try to stabilize and balance my entire body. So I'll do one more here. Awesome, then we're gonna come all the way back up. So great way to get those muscles firing in those feet, help strengthen those feet so they feel so much better. All right, so next up is a lateral move. So one of the great things I love about doing barefoot is side to side movements, right? So again, when we're wearing shoes, it's casting our foot. It's not allowing it to work our muscles from side to side. So I'm gonna show you a side lunge, which is a great exercise to do barefoot. Again, to work that balance, to strengthen those feet. All right, so you're just gonna start nice and tall with your feet together. We're gonna step out to a side lunge. We'll take a nice big step right here. As you can see, my toe stays nice and forward and I'm sitting back, just like if I was sitting back into a squat and keeping that knee in line over those toes, right? So what we have to do here is control that foot. It's easy to want to roll it out to the side, right? So we just want to keep it nice and flat. And from there, you're just going to push off that foot back up together. All right, so let me show you a couple more. Step out, sit back into it, right? So again, I'm trying to control my foot from rolling out. It's a little challenge there, and then back up, okay? So just like that. Now, of course, do a couple on one side, right? Maybe about 10 to 12, and then you're gonna wanna switch. Same thing on the other side. So just like that here. So again, it's just allowing you, you're gonna feel the ground more, you're gonna be using your feet more, we're gonna be taking them out of those shoes, taking them out of that cast, so you can build that strength. And it'll be amazing how much better you feel, not just in your feet, but your entire body by working those muscles more. Now, if you struggle with that move, maybe it feels a little too difficult for where you're at, there's a couple things that you can do. One is you can always hold on to something. So let's grab a chair out in front of you or a counter or something like that. Just make sure it's out in front of you so you have the room to move out to the side, right? And then you can do that. And again, you don't have to go, I know I went pretty low, right? But you can start small. Even if you just kind of sit back just a little bit and bend that front knee, you can keep the movement smaller. So do what's comfortable for you. It's not about pushing so hard that we fall over doing the move, right? We're trying to prevent falling over. It's about doing what your body will allow you to do, because even just a little bit, you're still working that foot. You're still working those muscles in a different way than what you're used to. I know you're here today because you struggle with balance, or maybe you know somebody who does, or you have foot pain that is just keeping you stuck. Well, good news, my good friend Chris put together this neuro-balance therapy program. You can check that out in the pinned comment down below. Just click that link. It's gonna be a great way for you to work that balance and to be safe, so you don't have to worry about falling and pain and all the things that come with that.